Hello again, everybody. Welcome to USA Wrestling. I'm Scott Casper. It's time for this week's news and features from USA Wrestling, the national governing body of our sport. We start with news from the Jack Pinto Cup. It was presented by Kiki Kelly and Morgan Stanley. It took place this last weekend at the U.S. Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs. 4 U.S. teams and 4 international squads squared off in competition in Greco-Roman. Although the atmosphere was friendly, the level of wrestling was competitive. Event sponsor Kiki Kelly and USA Wrestling renamed the tournament to honor Jack Pinto, a 6-year-old wrestler who lost his life in the tragic shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary in Newtown, Connecticut. USA Wrestling recognized its sponsors during the competition for their support. Each U.S. team faced off against all 4 international squads, while the international teams only faced Americans. Every team had 4 dual meets, and no team went undefeated on the day. 2 squads, however, did finish the day with a 3-1 record. USA Team 1 and Kazakhstan. The Jack Pinto Cup trophy was awarded to the outstanding wrestlers of the event, with one going to the U.S., the other going to one of our visiting squads. Claiming the OW award for the United States, U.S. Army star Joe Betterman. He competed at 132 pounds for Team 1. He finished with an impressive 4-0 record on the day, defeating athletes from Japan, Kazakhstan, Lithuania, and Sweden in consecutive bouts. Betterman has made 2 U.S. World Teams and is looking to have his best international season ever in 2013. His ultimate goal, obviously, the Olympic team in 2016.
I felt good. I was a little slow to start, first couple matches, but just like a tournament, you always start a little slow and pick it up every match, and it's good experience, get all these international matches in right before we wrestle Shoals. So I'll be wrestling the same guys, so.
Well, the outstanding wrestler amongst the international teams was 2012 Olympic bronze medalist Euregan of Sweden. He went undefeated at heavyweight. Euregan beat 4 different American opponents in dominant fashion, not allowing a single point on the day. He scored 25 points of his own during his 4 bouts.
It's always fun to wrestle, especially when it's new opponents, and I only knew this Robert Smith from before. And the U.S. has a lot of heavyweights, so it's always new opponents and new experiences to come here.
Well, competing for Team USA 1, the talented young American Kendrick Sanders, who also turned in a dominant performance. He won all 3 of his bouts at 145. Sanders beat his opponent from Japan in 2 periods 1-0, 5-0, and then scored an impressive 3rd period pin over an athlete from Kazakhstan. In his 3rd match, he shut out 2012 Olympian Venkatas of Lithuania 2-0, 4-0. We caught up with the young USOEC star.
I'm feeling pretty good. A little jet lag from the flights and stuff, but other than that, first match wasn't too bad. The rest of the tough Kazakhstan guy, he pushed me on my feet a bit, and we went 3 periods, so it's pretty good practice matches.
Well, another USOEC athlete in weekend competition, Tanner Andrews. He competed for Team 4 at 163 pounds. He put together a strong performance, winning all 3 of his bouts. 2 of the matches ended with first period pins as Andrews put away Bogdan Kunori of Sweden in 59 seconds and then Shimizu of Japan in 30 seconds. Well, another rising American star is young Jordan Holm. Holm earned a win over Olympic bronze medalist Alexander Koskovac of Lithuania at 185 pounds. He won the first period 2-1, then lost the next 0-1, then closed out the win in 3rd period 1-0. It was a full day of wrestling, 16 dual meets contested. Athletes from all the nations got tremendous international experience. We talked with National Greco-Roman coach Steve Frazier about why the Pinto Cup was so important.
Pretty happy with it. You can't be unhappy with getting that many international matches in one day. So, we got a lot of work to do, but it was a great experience for about a bunch of young guys and some more experienced guys too. So, some good competition going on today.
4 top U.S. men's freestylers traveled to Krasnoyarsk, Russia for the world-famous Yvonne Euregan Grand Prix just last week. It's considered by many to be one of the most competitive events in the world, with numerous international stars from a variety of countries in competition. Team USA had a good showing, led by former Iowa star and 2010 U.S. World Team member Brett Metcalf. Metcalf was competing at 45. Metcalf won 4 straight matches to qualify for the finals. He opened up with a huge win over Tomatsugu Ishida of Japan and then defeated 2000 world bronze medalist Alexander Kotiev of Belarus. In the 3rd match, Metcalf stopped Soslan Romanov of Russia. He eventually won a bronze medal. His semifinal win came over 2012 junior world champion Magomed Kurbanliev of Russia. He was then defeated in the finals by a young Russian star, Bekbulatov. Metcalf's previous best finish at the Yvonne Euregan International was 5th, that back in 2011. The last American to win a silver medal at the Euregan was Travel Delugnev at heavyweight. That was just last year. Now, only 10 Americans have ever won the tournament, all of whom competed in the Olympic Games, with 6 winning Olympic medals and 4 Olympic gold. The last U.S. champion at the event was Steve Mocco in 2009. Well, 2012 Olympic bronze medalist Coleman Scott placed 5th at the event at 132 pounds. It was Scott's first competition since winning his Olympic medal at the London Games, that back in August. He opened with victories over Abdurashidov of Russia and 2010 Asian silver medalist Maeda of Japan. In his third match, Scott was defeated by 2-time European champion Open Sat of Russia. When Sat reached the final, Scott was pulled back in to the repechage. Now, when Scott won his first repechage bout, he was on a roll, stopping Badmiev of Russia. In the bronze medal match, Scott was defeated then by the Kazakhstanian, who was the 2011 world bronze medalist. 2 other U.S. athletes entered but fell short of medaling. Chase Pammy at 145 and Keith Gavin at 185. Zeke Jones weighed in with his assessment.
Well, I think overall it went good. You know, I always have mixed feelings, you know, until you have all gold medals in every guy you take. There's always something you need to work on. Progress-wise, I would say we're behind the rest of the world in certain spots. I think it's just really the natural things why we're a little bit behind. That's because the Olympic Games were over. We took a little bit of recovery time with some of our guys, and so I think as a result, you know, we're starting a little bit later, but you know, that's what I expected.
Well, last week, ESPN the magazine published an amazing 2-page photo spread showing a breakdown of the flying squirrel, a technique mastered by 2012 Olympic Greco-Roman star Ellis Coleman. When Coleman hit this move at the 2011 Junior World Championships, the video went viral and has been seen by many millions of people around the world. USA Wrestling's Richard Emmel prepared this feature story on the ESPN magazine photo shoot with Ellis at the U.S. Olympic Training Center.
It was good today. It was fun today. I just went through my flying squirrel sequence, and we did a bunch of photo shoots of it and action shots of it. And I, you know, just the regular move to my flying squirrel to the reverse lift, and they took every single picture in sequence and in as much detail as they can. And I mean, I had fun. You know, it's just like anything that you're doing with pictures and photography or anything with recording. It's just like the same thing over and over and over. But you know, it's something that I do. It's like what I do. So I think it's gonna be cool, really cool. It's actually pretty like detail, like the camera and like the equipment that they use. Actually, is crazy how good it looks. So it makes me look good. So
if you guys were like kind of moved yourself into this area, would you ever get in this area without or like a preparation before? I mean, we might not even use it, but we want to have that extra, you know, that extra sequence in case we want to like put more in. Okay, were you worried about your fluctuation? Yeah, well, not really. Like it's what I shot at.
Actually, I was chilling at home in Vancouver. I'm just playing Xbox, and then Nick, he emailed me, and I checked my email, and he told me that opportunity to be in the ESPN magazine, and they wanted to do an issue on my flying squirrel. And I got back to him, replied to the email, and we got together from there, and decided to go forward with it in Colorado.
This way really quick. Make sure we're not getting block light on him. Like I said, okay, so you just kind of hold that. That's what. It's definitely standing out because of the red, right? Okay, good. So we just want to.
It's always great to do something like that, you know, especially be on ESPN and stuff like that. But I was kind of like reluctant because I was doing the movie thing that I was doing, and I was just like going back and forth a lot, you know. But then like I'm definitely not gonna turn an opportunity like that down, you know. So like no matter what, I'm just like I was tired, you know, but I'm just like I'm definitely gonna go forward with this and do it. Like it's a big opportunity, and I love being on ESPN magazine.
Just lay there and wrap them up.
I want to see how I landed with it.
Yeah. Locked it. Okay, and go ahead.
Our wrestling news continues. You're watching USA Wrestling Weekly.
The 2013 World Team Trials for both juniors and seniors will be held June 20th through the 23rd in Stillwater, Oklahoma. This is your chance to see national champs, world medalists, Olympians, all competing to see who will represent the U.S. at the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary, and the FILA Junior World Championships in Sofia, Bulgaria. Visit www.theworldteamtrials.com for all your ticketing and travel information. ASICS is the proud sponsor of USA Wrestling's national teams.
ASICS has been there. They've been the lifeblood of the sport. It's been a long time, and they've been at the top of the game every year, forever. And I'll tell you what, now that I think about it, maybe that's where I've gotten my inspiration, because you know, I always want to be in the top of my game in wrestling, and I think that's where ASICS is and wants to be as well.
The women's college season ended this last weekend when the WCWA Women's College Nationals took place at King College in Bristol, Tennessee. It marks the 10th year in which a national championship for college women wrestlers has been held. Archie Randall's Oklahoma City Stars came into the Nationals with 4 straight WCWA national team titles. Going into the gold medal finals, it looked like their depth would carry them to a 5th consecutive. But not so fast. Mike Jones' Simon Fraser clan had 6 athletes in the gold medal round and would need all of them to win if they wanted to capture the team crown, and that's exactly what happened. The team title was still in question going into the last match of the finals. It was a head-to-head matchup for Jenna McClatchy of Simon Fraser. She needed 3 periods to edge out Heather O'Connor of OCU. 1-4, 4-0, 4-1. That was the final. It was her first WCWA national title and gave Simon Fraser their very first team victory by a slim 6-point margin. Now, 3 of Simon Fraser champions won their 3rd career WCWA national titles, including Helen Maroulis, the 2012 World Silver Medalist for the U.S. She was named Outstanding Wrestler after defeating 2012 WCWA National Champ Shauna Isbell of Lindenwood. She did that in the finals, by the way, 1-0, 2-0. At 130 pounds, a tough weight class. Victoria Anthony, an American who boasts 2 junior world titles, won her 3rd with a victory at 109 pounds. She stopped returning champion Emily Martin of King College, 1-0, 1-0. Now, Danielle Lepage also became a 3-time national champ with her victory at 160 over King's Julia Solana. The score, 6-0, 2-0. Lepage, who wrestles for Canada, is a past junior world champ. Simon Fraser head coach Mike Jones was named the Coach of the Year.
You know, we've been chasing these guys for a long time, so it's extremely exciting. In fact, I'm probably as emotional about it as any of our championships along the way. And kids just did a great job wrestling. We had to win every match in the finals to win it, and we ended up doing that. Came down to the heavyweights, which is not what we really wanted to see, but it came down. It was exciting, and we come out on top this time.
Oklahoma City did have a pair of 2-time champs. Emily Webster defended her national title at 101 pounds, pinning Missouri Baptist Caitlin Chase in the finals. Joy Miller won title number 2 at 116 pounds. She needed 3 periods to stop Jakara Winchester of Missouri Valley, 0-1, 3-1, 3-1. Well, host King College finished third. They had a pair of first-time champions. Kat Perez beat her teammate Sarah Hildebrand 1-0 for the 123-pound crown. Two-time junior world bronze medalist Euregan beat Monica Ramirez of Lindenwood 3-0, 6-0. That at 136. Reagan previously finished second in the event on 2 different occasions. It was the largest and most competitive women's college nationals ever. About 200 athletes competed from 17 teams. Next year, the event will move to the campus of Missouri Baptist in the St. Louis area. Congrats to this year's women's college champions, one and all. USA Wrestling Weekly continues on the other side of this timeout. Stay tuned.
Wrestlers, are you ready for the next step? USA Wrestling challenges you to test your skills in the Folkstyle Tour of America. The 2013 Dominating the Dells will be held Saturday, March 16th in the Wisconsin Dell Center at Chula Vista Resort. Be sure to visit the water parks after the event. For more information about this event and other tournaments, visit usawrestlingevents.com.
Each season, Liberty Mutual's Responsible Sports Community Grant Program awards $65,000 to youth sports organizations and school sports programs that demonstrate their commitment to responsibility in youth sports. Your organization could be one of our 20 winners this season. It's easy. Simply visit responsiblesports.com and click on the Community Grant Program. Administrators register their organization with the program, then reach out to rally parents, coaches, and team supporters to log on and review either the Responsible Sports Parenting or Responsible Coaching Guide. Then complete the quiz and showcase your mastery of the concepts. Every successfully passed quiz is worth a point that you can credit to your favorite youth sports organization or school sports program. Connect with friends, family, and neighbors to rally more support. The teams and schools with the most points at the end of the grant period win. It's that simple. Watch the leaderboard throughout the grant season, then rally more of your supporters to increase your totals. Liberty Mutual is committed to celebrating and championing youth sports and to financially supporting organizations that demonstrate their commitment to responsible sports. Join the movement and start earning points toward your community grant.
Now, every January, we bring you an update from the Colorado Springs Metro Championships, a high school event featuring all teams from the Colorado Springs region. The event was created by USA Wrestling National staff as a service to the local community and has grown exponentially during its 13-year run. Among the past winners of the event, 2008 Olympic champion Henry Cejudo, who competed at Coronado High, and 2012 NCAA All-American Micah Burek of Penn, who also wrestled at Coronado. Nationally ranked Josh Martinez of Air Force won this event for Pine Creek High, and many others have gone on to compete at a high level in college and beyond. History was made at Colorado Springs Metro this year, which saw its first 4-time champ overall. Senior Gio Martinez of Pine Creek became the first 4-timer with a victory at 38, pinning Tyler Thalhammer of Palmer Ridge in the finals. Coming into this event, there were 12 3-timers. That's over the history of the event, including Gio Martinez. He's committed, by the way, to compete at the Air Force Academy. Martinez was named the outstanding lightweight wrestler of the tournament. We talked to Gio.
I think I wrestled pretty well. The whole team wrestled pretty well today. Just took it 1 year at a time, one match at a time, get prepared for each one individually.
2 new 3-timers were added to the exclusive roster. Discovery Canyon senior A.J. Reese won his 3rd Metro title, scoring an impressive 21-5 tech fall over Dylan Picola of Peyton in the 120-pound finals. Reese has signed with Iowa State.
It feels really, really good. You know, it's always been a tough tournament for me to come here. Thought I wrestled pretty well. Obviously, there's some mistakes out there that I need to fix before I get to the state tournament. Winning this 3 times means a lot. You know, it hasn't been done by much, like you said. And I don't know, I'm just honored.
Also winning for a 3rd time, Pine Creek's Alex Smith. He scored a 6-5 victory over Cody Saluka Falcon. That was at 152 pounds. Smith received the Most Outstanding Heavyweight Wrestler of the Tournament award.
I felt like I wrestled pretty good. I was tired in a couple of matches, but I wrestled pretty good. And winning it 3 times is pretty special. I feel like I'm wrestling really well. There's always room for improvement, though.
Starting off the tournament by winning his 2nd career title, 106-pound champion Trenton Watson of Coronado. He scored an 18-4 major decision over Principio Valdez of Mesa Ridge. Watson received the Outstanding Underclassman Award for the year. While becoming only the 5th team ever to win the title at Metro was Discovery Canyon. They had 2 champs, 3 runners-up. They defeated Coronado by an impressive 43-point spread. The school has not even been built when USA Wrestling organized the tournament some 13 years ago. Without a state champion in the lineup, head coach Ron Zuckel was pleased with the overall team effort.
We placed 12 out of the 14. We were down a man with one of our state champs out, and so, they really stepped up this weekend, and it's a fun tournament for the boys because they get to compete against their peers and kids here that they've grown up with, and so, it's a good tournament, and overall the boys wrestled tough. We lost some tough ones, but we battled through some injuries and some sickness this last week, and, I'm proud of them. They did a good job this weekend.
Well, folks, as you know, high school wrestling is an important part of history in American wrestling. USA Wrestling is proud to assist high school competition in this community and across the land. Coming up over the next few weeks across the country, annual high school state wrestling championships. We encourage our viewers to get out and support our high school wrestling programs on the local and state levels. These young athletes are the future of our sport and are one of the reasons why we're all involved in wrestling. Who do you have at this year's Super Bowl? The 49ers of San Francisco or the Ravens of Baltimore? Or Richard Emmel went down to the OTC room to see how our U.S. wrestlers feel about the game.
I'm going for San Fran. I was a little torn because I kind of want to see Ray Lewis come out on top with that quarterback. San Fran's quarterback, I'm a fan. He's real athletic, came in the second half of the season and kind of tore it up. So I like the way he plays, so I'm cheering for him.
I have to take San Fran as well, just because I think they've been more consistent this year, and their front lines, offense and defense, are just better than Baltimore's.
I'm going to go with the 49ers. My dad's liked the team for a long time. I kind of just grew up a 49er fan.
I'm going to pick the 49ers because I like the quarterback for that team. I think he's an awesome quarterback.
For the Super Bowl, I'm going to go and pick the Ravens. I'm not the biggest football fan, but I do try to keep up with the playoffs and the big matches or games. I'm going to say the Ravens strictly won because I'm not sure exactly what a 49er is. And a Raven is a pretty cool mascot. I don't know who's the starting quarterbacks. I don't know the starting lineup. But based on just sheer awesome mascots, I'm going to pick the Ravens.
I'm a 49ers fan. Still got some friends that play for the 49ers, and I keep track. I think it's going to be a good game between the two coaches. I like both of their styles of coaching, and I just gotta stick with my buddies I went to college with. I got high scoring. I think it's going to be 42-24.
49ers?
Yeah, 49ers.
I don't even care because my team didn't even make it.
Who's your team?
The Patriots.
The Patriots.
So
you're a little bitter right now.
So a little bitter. I thought they were gonna be in there, but I guess I'll go for the 49ers just because I'm from California and kind of always liked them a little bit, but it doesn't really matter to me. I just like watching the commercials.
Our wrestling news continues. You're watching USA Wrestling Weekly.
Wrestlers, are you ready for the next step? USA Wrestling challenges you to test your skills at the USA Wrestling Clifton Athletic Folkstyle Nationals. Become a national champion. Head to the Unidome in Cedar Falls, Iowa on April 5th and 6th to compete against the best wrestlers in the country. Last year's event featured 1,200 cadet and junior wrestlers from 32 states on 26 mats. For more information about this event and other tournaments, visit usawrestlingevents.com.
There comes a point in your life that determines who you are, whether you will lead or follow, whether you will fight or give in, whether you will win or lose, and what you will count as your victory.
Both of these guys are explosive, and it's not over. This is going to be a great match.
Well, the next stop on USA Wrestling's Folkstyle Tour of America series is the Georgia Grind. That's set for Sewanee, Georgia, February 9th and 10th. All the previous events in the series set entry records this year, so bantams, intermediates, novices, and middle school athletes are encouraged to sign up right away, help set the next record in the series. Online registration is available on Track Wrestling through February 8th. More information on the event, of course, available on themat.com. The final event of the series is the Dominate in the Dells, held March 15th and 16th in the Wisconsin Dells. Mark your calendar for this historic event. Fans, it's time for our Photo of the Week contest. The pictures are sent in by wrestling families and fans from around the country and are being considered for our contest pages at USA Wrestler Magazine and our Facebook page as well. This week, our Photo of the Week is taken by Corinna Young. It shows 10-year-old Carter Young of Collinsville, Oklahoma, locking up an opponent in a recent tournament. Have your photographs considered for our contest simply by emailing them to Gary Abbott at gabbott@usawrestling.org. Well, that'll do it for this week's show. For all of us at USA Wrestling Weekly, I'm Scott Casper. Thanks for watching. Good night.